Everyone, I'm Allie with PotomacBeads, and this Better Beader episode is going to talk about ways and tips to save money while you're doing your beading work. Whether or not this is because you have a business and that gets a little extra bonus as far as making more money, or just to keep a little bit of extra money in your pocket while you're designing and creating, there are some things that you can think about and ways and shortcuts to save money in order to not have to spend as much on supplies. So I've gathered a little kind of grouping of things here, and there are so many more. So please, please, please comment below the video in order to add to this conversation of tips and tricks you use to save money on your beading supplies when it comes to incorporating in the design. So my first couple tricks here are how to save money working with raw wire. So whether or not you have artistic wire or you have some German style wire, how do you save money when it comes to working with wire? One of the ways and methods I have here is by basically making your own head pins. Head pins, which can be kind of pricey, are a really, really simple thing that you can make yourself. You can either cut the wire to a length like 20 gauge and flatten out the end, making a little paddle bottom, or if you're doing a cha-cha bracelet like this, you can simply take the wire up from the side of the bead and bring it to the back and wrap and coil. A spool of wire is going to be just as expensive or around the same price as probably about 100 head pins, and you get so many more out of this whole 8 yards here. So that's a way to kind of think about how you can actually use wire in order to save on head pins. The other method that you can use wire with is to save on clasps and actually some forms. You can get sterling silver wire pretty inexpensively and make and manufacture your own clasps out of that wire. In addition to the clasps, you can also make a nice bangle with that, not having to spend on memory wire, and it'll be cheaper overall to do this and kind of hold the beads in place like this bangle wrapped bracelet with skipping over beads and using some thinner wire to wrap around. The other thing that you can use wire for is to make your own ear wires. Super simple to do those clasps and ear wires, just to use a piece of 20 gauge wire, that's my recommended size. You can make the design into the earrings and make them all together, or simply roll out and make a little loop to hang your ear wire on, and then go ahead. You can bend around a marker, bend around a form, or just bend with your hands to go in and actually make and complete the ear wire. You can straighten it out and make the two together, hammer it out if you want to make it a little bit stiffer, and create an ear wire all on your own. So again, ear wires, especially if you're going sterling silver, super easy to make, super affordable to just grab some 20 gauge sterling wire and make them your own, especially if you are concerned about different allergies and such with that. These are really, really simple wire working and wire techniques that will save you money when it comes to creating and working and not having that finished metal product. You also can use a better product like sterling silver wire for far cheaper than you would be able to get the pre-finished earrings. You can also add beads to it and use these methods to make your jewelry a little bit more creative. In addition to wire, we're going to talk about kind of interchangeable. So I have a bunch of different interchangeable things that I have made lately, reversible pendants, different things like this tassel cover that actually comes off, and that you can put on different colors of tassels and wear it as the necklace. So think about in your pieces kind of the versatility, and if you do things in very, very simple metallic colors, you can really reverse and use them in different ways. When you're searching on YouTube or for ideas, go ahead and look for reversible pendants or kind of crossover pendants or reversible ideas that you can use and make and wear. That way you have two pieces of jewelry in one. In addition to the tassel caps, you can also think about the fact that many earrings or necklaces or pendants can become more than one thing. So if I want to, I can actually put a little lobster clasp on this here and attach it to the bottom of my pendant here. I can also take this Queen Victoria pendant and turn it into a pair of earrings using a simple pair of either lever back earrings or in these sterling silver hoop lever backs. These are some of my favorites. When you have a pair of nice ear wires like this, you can use them for a lot of different designs. So I can pick up any single little pendant I have or any design I have and simply slide them right onto the ear wire. I only have to invest in this one pair of earrings, which I actually take usually when I travel, and I can simply slide on that earring to wear for the day. This also really works as a converter, that I can use this to help shorten necklaces, and it still looks nice in the design when I'm working with it. So again, you have that option to go from a necklace to a pair of earrings or a pendant as you're working with it. These ear wires also are great that you don't have to invest if you like the lever backs in a lot of different pairs. You can simply take whatever you're going to wear for that day, slide it on, and close it up. Those are some kind of thrifty ideas that you can work with when you're looking at options for things that are reversible or things to kind of interchange or mix in and out, whether or not it's something that you create to go over different colored tassels, a necklace/pendant, or even using some of the interchangeable lever back ear wires, which we have different designs in all kinds of things at PotomacBeads.com. Another idea going forward is going to be what to do with some beaded beads. So here I have an example actually with some large hole beads, and I've just taken a 12mm bead at the bottom. I did use a head pin and kind of coiled along the top. I have a nice long piece of chain here at an opera length, so I can wear it a little bit longer, and you can slide on again whatever you want to wear. So you just take this, slide the beads off the back of the chain, drop them down there, they'll come off, and then you slide on whatever you want for the day. This is a great way too to have all kinds of different beaded beads, to have all kinds of different options, and to drop them down. I like to use a neutral bead at the bottom, that way it matches a ton of things. And if you use a thin chain like that, there's many beads that will fit on this thin chain. Talking about chain also and kind of this little idea design, you can also use chain instead of soldered or decorative jump rings. So think about chain, it's often cheaper to purchase chain than it is to buy some soldered rings. Yes, you will waste every other cut, but you can get your own soldered rings by purchasing a length of chain and then cutting actually each opposite kind of piece. So I can take my cutter and I can cut in the 2nd, the 4th, the 6th, the even number links, and then I get nice decorative soldered links that I'm not paying an arm and a leg for in the design of chain. You can also use this chain instead of getting extender chains as an extender chain. So pick a chain that has a little bit of a more open links, and then also you can become decorative at the end by using that wire method, using some 24 gauge wire and hanging a little bead from the bottom. When you think about versatility in jewelry and design, think about ways that you can utilize chain just like wire to perhaps make a necklace that has a lot of different options, or even something that's wraparound or weaving between the chain to help with that cost. In addition to the chain and working with that, also think about how you can make your pieces versatile. So if you want different pieces of jewelry and you want them to be used in different forms, check out something like the liquid silver necklace. I have the extender chain on it, again, just a piece of chain, and I have the option, because this is long, to wear this piece as a necklace, as a bracelet, as an anklet, and kind of have it go in multiple different ways. I'm actually most likely to wear this as a multi-strand bracelet than I am as a 3-strand or a 1-strand necklace. So all in all, I have a lot of options how I can take this design and wear it, and I can just put it over my head twice, or I can do it 3 times, and I have that lobster clasp and that extender chain, so I have more options of how to wear it. What I was saying too about that sterling silver lever back, Hope, that you can go in with some of these lever backs if you're in a pinch or you're on a trip. You can go in here, and a paper clip actually works too. Go in and create and connect to one end, and then you can connect to the other end. If you have a necklace that doesn't have a clasp and you want to wear it double or triple or quadruple, that's going to be a way that you can simply make a clasp. It's called a pearl shortener, but that little lever back will work as a multiple way. So if you design jewelry and you have jewelry that has multiple functions and multiple uses, you can use these in different methods. Another way to save is to actually think about not using the metals really at all. You can use a stretchy bracelet, and that's going to save you on the cost of a clasp. It also saves you on the cost of an extender chain, not knowing maybe the recipient's size of their wrist. Stretchy bracelets are often an awesome way to make a profit. You can go in and create multiple stretchy bracelets. You can have all different designs, and you can use a lot of random beads, group them up in a group of 3, tie a ribbon around them, and they look really, really cute. Another method for clasps and to save money is to use buttons. So we have a lot of buttons that we sell at PotomacBeads.com and PotomacBeads.eu, but chances are you also have buttons sitting around the house. That's going to save you on the actual expense of a clasp when you're working on it. So if you check the buttons out, you may see in your button collection, if you're a seamstress or if you kind of have extra ones from all the different pants, I tend to save all of my buttons so I can use them and make them unique on my piece of jewelry. I can then just use either the leather or my seed beads to make a clasp with that button rather than an actual clasp. Usually the buttons too are really cute and decorative and they really add to the design. In addition to the buttons, you can also use one of the beads that's part of your jewelry and even make your own extender chain with extra seed beads. So that way you can wear the bracelet at different lengths if you need to and have different design ideas with that. So not only do you have the option to use a button or a bead to do your clasp, but you can also do an extender chain so that way it fits more sizes, or you can extend your necklace or your bracelet. In addition to that, there's the idea actually of making your own clasp. Generally speaking, it is going to be cheaper in supplies when you make your own clasp. I have a number of different videos on actual making toggles and making clasps and closures out of beads and buttons that you can use to save money. This is a little suggestion and ideas. One of those jump rings that you cut apart with that chain, just use it to keep your ends together, and that will help so it doesn't lose its mate. So you can either use buttons, you can use seed beads and a bead, or you can create your own clasp out of seed beads. It adds to the project rather than actually using a manufactured or a pre-done clasp. That being said, if you are going to use an awesome clasp, use it towards the front of your design, like some of the amazing clasp garden clasps, and make it part of that statement if you're going to invest in a really nice clasp. I could go on and on with all of these different tips and techniques, and I'm sure I will hopefully get tons of comments below. I don't want to make the video too long and have them all listed, but think about these ideas. Also thinking about using those extender clasps if you have a bracelet that just needs a little bit more and you don't want to invest in a whole nother tube of beads or a whole nother thing to use. Think about also the space between your components and how you can stretch that out, not taking away from the design, again, to cut down on some of those costs. Often the best place that you can save is by making your own clasps, closures, extender chains, or actually simply forgetting the clasp altogether and working with raw wire to make your own section of a clasp, your own head pins, your own ear wires, that sort of thing. A lot of these tips and techniques have to do with time saving as well as money saving, and if you have more time to invest in it, you usually can save more money. Keep in mind that if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'll get regular updates for all of these different Better Beader ideas, as well as check out all those comments below in all of the Better ideas, because everybody has amazing, amazing ideas to pass on. Like always, subscribing to this YouTube channel also gets you video tutorials and new tips and tricks as well. Keep in mind too that you can become a member of our Facebook group for beading and jewelry making and share all your wisdom or gain wisdom there as well from an amazing community that has been created. As always, with all of these Better Beader episodes, I hope that this helped to make you a better beader, gave you some ideas and some things to think about when it comes to saving money in your beading supplies and how to make that kind of end profit a little bit higher. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and good luck on saving money in your beading techniques.